At 12, Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
We're going to start with just into our newsroom. A San Antonio police officer is being placed on administrative leave after a shooting this morning. He's a probationary officer with less than 1 year of service. The department says police responded to a burglary call at a storage unit facility around 10 p.m. This happened on Fredericksburg Road near I-10 on the northwest side of town. When two officers arrived, they found a man inside a storage unit in the back of the facility. The suspect shot at the officers, according to Police Chief William McManus, and then those officers returned fire, hitting that suspect multiple times. The suspect was taken to the hospital, but right now his condition is not known. Police Chief William McManus said no officers were hurt during this incident. Plus, a person is dead and another is recovering after a shooting overnight downtown. So this shooting happened around 4 o'clock in the morning along East Commerce Street near the Riverwalk. Police say they are still learning exactly what happened, but we do know that 2 people were shot. After shooting the first victim, who was pronounced dead at the scene, the shooter ran away, shooting a second person along the way. The second person who was shot was sent to the hospital and is expected to be okay. That shooter later drove away from the area, leading police on a short chase before abandoning his car. Police are still searching for that shooter at this time. And there are major road closures happening this weekend. Take a listen. Southbound I-35, the main lanes at Loop 1604 will be closed for some work. This is all part of the I-35 Northeast Expansion Program. The closure is scheduled from 8 o'clock last night through 6 a.m. on Monday. That's according to the Texas Department of Transportation. If that is in your area or your route this morning throughout the weekend, I would just stay away. That area is super congested.
Absolutely.
But if you have to go through that way, try to find an alternate route or just, I would put in an extra 45 minutes to an hour. Those backups on 35 at the northeast side are horrendous.
Pretty bad. I know eventually, that construction is supposed to help with traffic, but right now we are in pain when it comes to traveling on the weekends around San Antonio. We've got more information about those closures on KSAT.com. It is warm this morning.
It is warm. And Sarah, we have the breast cancer walk happening right now at 9 at SeaWorld. We have the Legacy Run in Uvalde happening at 9. So lots of big events happening, but during warm weather.
Yeah, warm and humid too. It's in the low to mid 70s right now, very humid outside. In fact, it's 76 in San Antonio. This is quite a bit warmer than how we usually start mornings in mid-October. In fact, this is more like a summer morning. Very humid, mild outside and in the 70s, but there is a cool front on the horizon. Take a look at your screen. You can see temperatures in the 40s and 50s. Even near Amarillo, it's only 53 degrees. This front is going to have an impact on San Antonio's weather, more so than even initially thought. But first today, we have to get through the heat. 93 in San Antonio for the high. That would be a record set back in 2007. So it is going to be a hot one. Near record heat for us, mostly clear skies as we head into the afternoon. And then that front is going to move through so that early tomorrow morning, we'll see wind gusts of 35 to 40 miles per hour. That is very windy, and there's a lot of Halloween decorations out there, light white Halloween decorations. Make sure to secure those decorations today before that front arrives early tomorrow. And then cooler tomorrow, still warm, but about 10 degrees cooler, 85 for the high, and then by Monday morning, it'll be in the 50s. I'll be back with a look at those Monday morning lows coming up in just a bit. Sarah.
Sarah, thank you. Well, from a school employee to a sexual assault suspect, that's 24-year-old Bailey Estrada. So Bexar County Precinct constables say he got into trouble after a traffic stop. They say they found a young girl in a car who they believe had been sexually assaulted. That girl is back safe with her parents, but Estrada is charged with sexual assault of a child. He worked in the special ed department at Harlan High School within Northside ISD from September of last year through October 10th of this year. Well, a massive search for a woman in Terrell Hills is now over. Julie Strauss, the wife of former Texas House Speaker Joe Strauss, has been found safely. So we're told the 64-year-old woman walked away from her home in the 200 block of Geneseo before 7 p.m. Thursday night. First responders gathered at the property Friday morning and received instructions and spread out. She was found 20 hours later, a block and a half from the couple's home. Well, miscommunication at the center of a recent testimony in the trial of 3 former San Antonio police officers who killed a woman. So we're talking about Elizalde Alejandro, Alfred Flores, and Nathaniel Villalobos, who shot and killed Melissa Pettis back in 2023. So Officer Andrew Chernak testified on Friday. To be clear, he is not charged in this case. Chernak testified that he and other officers came up with a plan to detain Melissa Pettis that night of the incident using less than lethal force. He told jurors that as he was trying to get into Pettis' apartment through a bedroom window, he heard gunshots.
Everything that we talked about was non-lethal. If we needed to, we could tase her from there. Whether it was to take her to jail or take her to a hospital or whatever, that was the plan.
What was your reaction when you first heard shots?
It surprised the heck out of me, to put it politely.
Officer Chernak also testified that Alfred Flores was the officer in charge that night, back in June of 2023. That's when police were called to Melissa Pettis' apartment because she cut the fire alarm. The police chief said she was going through a mental health crisis. Jurors now have to decide if the 3 former officers followed protocol that night of the incident. And of course, testimony continues on Monday. We invite you to watch our live stream of the trial, which you can find on our website, KSAT.com, our KSAT Plus app, or our KSAT YouTube page. Well, there's 18 days left until Election Day. Early voting starts in a few days on Monday, and this election is different for San Antonio. It has the potential to reshape our downtown area, but let's say you live outside Bexar County. Well, 17 constitutional amendments are on the ballot. KSAT digital reporter Christian Riley gets you ready to cast your ballot.
This will be my first election as a San Antonio voter, so I'm bringing you along my own journey to make sure I'm registered to vote this November.
By the way, all these resources are available at ksat.com/vote.
First, I'm going to votetexas.gov to make sure I'm registered to vote.
I'm entering my name, date of birth, and zip code, and it shows the word active right here, so that means I'm good to vote.
Now let's talk about what to bring. Everyone needs an ID to vote in Texas, and this can include a driver's license, a voter registration card, a DPS-issued public safety card, a U.S. military ID, a citizenship certificate, or a passport. You can also bring notes about the candidates to reference as you vote, as long as it's not visible to others. But you'll want to leave the Spurs jersey at home. No clothing or signs supporting a political candidate, party, or ballot measure are allowed in the polling place. And this year, that includes Spurs and rodeo gear. Now all that's left to do is figure out where to vote. Bexar County voters can vote at any polling place, even on Election Day. The list of polling places and their hours can be found on the Bexar County Election Department's website. Christian Riley, KSAT 12 News.
All right, let's go over some early voting. Starting next week, you can vote on weekdays from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Then on Saturday, on the 25th, polls will be open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Then on Sunday, voting hours are noon to 6 p.m. And then from October 27th through the 31st, that's the following Monday through Friday, polls are open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. daily. Don't forget, Election Day is Tuesday, November 4th, with polls open those same hours. It is 9:08 and 76 degrees. At just 10 years old, Lexi Rubio's life was cut short in Uvalde. This morning, her family is honoring her at the 4th annual Lexi's Legacy Run that just started a few minutes ago. Our Devin Karp is bringing us a live look when we come back. And here at home, another race just kicked off for breast cancer research and awareness. Our Stefania Jimenez shows us what's happening when we come back.
Alrighty, we have some clouds out there this morning, but generally it is totally sunny, and today we're going to challenge a record high. Highs in the 90s, but tomorrow the weather will be almost completely different. I'll have those details coming up.
Let's take a look outside with TransGuide. Looks like that is the 1604 construction that we've been talking about at 35. Also, other construction closures happening at I-10 and 1604. So both on the northeast and northwest side. Plan for those delays. If you can avoid that area, that'd probably be ideal because the congestion will be very bad. We have those details on KSAT.com. The energy high this morning at SeaWorld for the More Than Pink Walk. It's the first time the event has ever been held at SeaWorld, and the crowd is a sea of pink, ready to raise awareness and funds for breast cancer research. Here's our Stefania Jimenez with a closer look at the celebration right before things got kicked off.
You could certainly feel the excitement this morning at the More Than Pink Walk. This is an event that's supposed to start at 9 o'clock this morning, opening ceremonies at 8:30, and it is all decked out in pink here, just a sea of pink. We're along the SeaWorld San Antonio. This is the very first time that this event is happening at this specific location. The Susan G. Komen Foundation, which puts on the event, set a fundraising goal this year for $240,000. And guess what? As of this morning, I just checked, they've raised $270,000, far surpassing their fundraising goal. All of that money is supposed to go towards breast cancer research and, of course, supporting victims, people who are diagnosed with breast cancer, which we know in Texas, breast cancer is the most common cancer diagnosed among women. Opening ceremonies here start at 8:30. The walk itself begins at 9 o'clock. If you weren't able to make it out today, no worries. You could still donate to the Susan G. Komen Foundation for this cause. Just look for the story on our website. We have a link that'll direct you to that site. Sarah, back to you.
Stefania, thank you. And this morning, hundreds of families are coming together in Uvalde for the Lexus Legacy Run in honor of the young girl and other children who lost their lives during that Robb Elementary School shooting. Our Devin Karp is live there this morning as things kicked off. Devin, I know everyone took off. There's volunteers, though, around her mural where everything kicked off this morning.
Yeah, that's right, Sarah. Everyone did just make their way down. We got here just in time to see them go down. But check it out. We've still got some of these families who are over here this morning as they're waiting for some of their other loved ones to come by. And then if you come over here, too, I want you guys to check out. There is Lexi's mural right over here. So everyone started getting out at about 9 a.m. They should be back shortly. It's not too long of a run. They're making their way around town, and they should be coming back over here with a loop. This is a run that was meant to honor Lexi, one of the children who lost their lives during the Robb Elementary shooting, as part of the Lives Robbed nonprofit, raising money to help raise awareness about gun violence and help out the Uvalde community. But over here, though, everyone's doing pretty good so far. There's water, there's coffee, and everyone's waiting for some of their friends and family to get back from the run. So we're going to be speaking with them just as they start to cross the finish line on their way back, coming up here shortly. For now, Sarah, I'll send it back to you. Devin Karp, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Devin. It is humid out there this morning for both of those runs, so it is very warm. We're starting off about 15 degrees warmer than we usually do, Sarah, this time of year.
Very humid.
It's been a fall fail so far.
I love that.
It really has been. But things are
heard it first here. She coined it.
Fall fail.
There we go. Love that.
But it is going to be cooler by this time tomorrow morning as a front moves through. But outside right now, we're in the 70s. The skies have been clearing. So we started off with some clouds, and now things are clearing out for us. So there's nothing to prevent us from warming up, and we will warm up quickly. Take a look at your KSAT 12-hour forecast. By noon, it'll be 87, 93 for the high. That 93 is going to challenge a record. The record 93 set back in 2007. So we could easily meet that record or even surpass it. And then tonight, things are going to struggle to cool down that much. It'll be nice, though, with low humidity as we fall into the low 80s by 9 o'clock. All right, let's take a look at some neighborhood highs. In Uvalde, it'll be 94, 92 in Bulverde, 94 in New Braunfels, 93 in Bandera, 90 in Kerrville. So that high of 93 makes San Antonio and South Central Texas, one of the hottest spots on the map across the nation. But there will be areas that reach only the 50s and 40s across the nation today, all because of this cool front. This cool front is already producing some storms up near Wichita Falls and the Red River, as well as out near Chicago. I got to say this, unfortunately, we are not going to see any rain from this front. All of the storminess will be pretty much centered around North Texas. If you have friends and family in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, Waco area, or even in East Texas, they need to stay weather aware today because we could have hail, gusty winds, even some tornadoes for areas in North Texas and East Texas. But that front will fizzle out, the rainfall will fizzle out before it even makes it to San Antonio. And so what we'll see as far as the biggest impact from this front are the winds. So let's go ahead and take a look at when this front moves through, what will happen to the winds. By about 5 o'clock in the morning, we're going to start to really see these winds pick up. We will see gusts of up to 35 to 40 miles per hour early tomorrow morning. We're talking from 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. It is going to get very gusty. I've seen a lot of wonderful Halloween decorations out there, but the lightweight ones you might end up searching for tomorrow in your neighbor's yard unless you take the time today to secure those lightweight Halloween decorations. By the afternoon tomorrow, though, winds are going to calm down and we'll really just have a lovely day. So the winds are the biggest impact tomorrow in the morning. Otherwise, the high tomorrow will be comfortable. We're only going to be in the low to mid 80s compared to the low 90s today. So a welcome change for us. And then by Monday morning, you'll really feel the chill in the air. We're going to only see morning lows right around 57 in San Antonio. The first time we've dipped into the 50s this fall, long overdue, in our coolest morning since May, low 50s across the hill country too. So Monday morning will be really pleasant, but it's really short-lived because look at this, temperatures climb right to near 90 degrees in the afternoon. We are going to be looking at total sunshine, no chance for rain in our forecast over the next several days. It's an unfortunate thing for us that we do not have any rain chances in our forecast anytime soon. But the thing is, we are going to be, again, enjoying that nice, cool morning. We'll be back with more news after the break. Well, welcome back. This week on Pickup Lines, Ernie Zuniga has a candid conversation with Bexar County Judge Peter Sakai. So his grandparents immigrated to the United States from Japan, but Judge Sakai grew up in McAllen. He's the oldest of 4 kids and grew up in a family of farm laborers. He often had to work the fields before and after school.
I was a farm laborer under my dad, and he made sure I got up at the break of dawn and worked oftentimes till the sun went down. And I give great credence to people who do farm labor. They are the essence of our community to bring those foods and vegetables and fruits to our table and to feed us. And so it taught me, and I value the fact that hard work was always a value that my family, my father made sure we understood. We, in order to be successful, always have to work hard. We have to live in an honest and with integrity. And we also have to, above all, be humble and humility.
So Judge Sakai also opens up about his dad having to enlist in the U.S. Army in order to escape a Japanese internment camp in California right after World War II. You can see the latest episode of Pickup Lines now on KSAT.com. Just search Pickup Lines. All right, time now is 9:26. It's 76 degrees, and we'll be right back.
Good morning, it's 9:30. Thank you so much for waking up with us on this Saturday, October 18th. October is Breast Cancer Awareness and Research Month, and the Breast Cancer Awareness Walk is happening right now at SeaWorld. It's the first time it's ever happened out there. Stephanie Jimenez is emceeing the event.
Big crowd out there right now.
Big crowd out there, and it's pretty muggy.
Yeah, it's very muggy. It's in the mid 70s. I do want to remind people about the pollen count. So the pollen count will return on Tuesday, October 21st. It has a little bit of a hiatus this weekend. We actually have an allergist that measures the pollen grains, and they're enjoying a little bit of a break right now. So the pollen count will return Tuesday, October 21st, and we will let you know as soon as that happens. But as Sarah mentioned, It is muggy out there. It's 76 degrees in San Antonio, low 70s across the hill country right now. We started off with some clouds, but those clouds have since cleared, and we've got a cool front on the horizon, my friends. 55 right now in Amarillo, and temperatures are falling in Abilene behind that front. Here's the thing, though, that front will not make it to us until tomorrow. So today is going to be hot. We're going to have near record heat. We'll be near 93 this afternoon. By tomorrow morning, however, that front will be moving through. We'll see wind gusts of up to 35 to 40 miles per hour. You'll want to secure those lightweight Halloween decorations because of those winds. But by the afternoon tomorrow, it'll be nice. Not windy. We'll have sunny skies, low humidity, and temperatures in the 80s, an improvement from today's heat. And then by Monday morning, we'll be in the 50s, the coolest we've been since May. I'll have those details and a look at neighborhood morning lows on Monday coming up.
Well, Sarah, thank you. Well, this morning, families coming together in Uvalde for Lexi's Legacy Run to honor the young girl and other children who lost their lives during the Robb Elementary School shooting. Our Devin Karp is live in Uvalde by Lexi's mural where the race kicked off at 9 o'clock this morning. Good morning, Devin.
Hey, good morning, Sarah. People are already starting to make their way back here. You can see some of the first speedy runners coming through from Lexi's Legacy Run this morning here in Uvalde, Texas. I'm joined this morning by Lindsay. Good morning. How's it going?
Good morning. We're excited to be out here today.
Yeah, fantastic. So tell me a little bit what's going on with the run here. Saw a pretty big crowd take off this morning. Everyone's starting to make their way back right around now.
Yes, so this is Lexi's Legacy Run, and it was started by Kim Rubio, which is Lexi's mom. They would run together during the pandemic as a way to, you know, get outside, get some fresh air, get some sun, but also bond with each other. So when she lost Lexi, she continued to run as a way to stay connected to her. So we're out here honoring Lexi today.
Yeah, fantastic. How does it feel to see so many people in the community show up for this, and even more who are still making their way back from the run right now?
I mean, it's amazing to see how many people are out here supporting Lexi, supporting her mom, and really just supporting the families that lost their loved ones during this awful tragedy.
Yeah, well, Lindsay, so I understand there's a way, you know, there's the run happening in person right now, but people can still support from home if they want to with the virtual run. Is that right?
Yes, absolutely. So we do have a virtual run. You're able to sign up for that on our website at livesrob.org. And the virtual run, I believe, goes through tomorrow. So if you would like to submit your times, you're more than welcome to do that.
Fantastic. Awesome. Thank you so much for being here with me this morning.
You.
I appreciate it.
Have a good one.
Thank you so much. All right, we're going to be covering this for the rest of the day with a bigger story coming up on later tonight for the news later on. But in the meantime, I'm going to wait for some of these awesome people making their way through the finish line right now, because let me tell you, folks, if it was me running this thing, I don't think I'd be making my way back nearly as fast as some of these runners. For now, Sarah, I'll go ahead. Oh, awesome high five at the end there. I'll go ahead and I'll send it back to y'all. Devin Karp, KSAT 12 News.
Devin, thank you. Well, a man shot at officers last night at a storage unit facility on the northwest side. Then officers shot back, hitting him multiple times. The department says police responded to a burglary call at a storage unit facility around 10 p.m. This happened on Fredericksburg Road near I-10. That is on the northwest side of town. When two officers arrived, they found a man inside a unit in the back of the storage unit facility. That's when the suspect shot at officers, according to Police Chief William McManus, those officers then returned fire, hitting that suspect. The suspect was taken to the hospital. He is expected to be okay. Now, Chief McManus said no officers were hurt, and that officer who shot at the suspect is being placed on administrative leave. This is part of the standard protocol until the investigation is complete. He is a probationary officer who's been on the force for less than a year. And the Hope for Hunt benefit concert is today in Boerne, and we have a sneak peek at the venue, Pure Country Barbecue. This is where artists like Thompson Square, Nick Lawrence, J.R. Herrera, and a Camp Mystic survivor, Skylar Darrington, will all take the stage. The event will benefit two nonprofits helping out the Texas Hill Country after the July 4th floods, the Hunt Volunteer Fire Department and the Hunt Preservation Society.
We can use a few more volunteers. You know, those are the boots on the ground that makes things happen. So we could certainly use a few more volunteers. We're not going to be mad if there's too many people that show up.
Okay, do you see a QR code is going to appear on your screen? There it is. and you can scan it to get information to learn how to volunteer or how to get your tickets. Tickets are $80, and kids 12 and under get in free. On the east side, local leaders are celebrating the opening of a new resource center for families in East Central Independent School District. United Way East Central ISD Family Resource Center, located inside Pecan Valley STEM Academy, offers free support in hygiene essentials through its family care closet. This is the second center United Way has opened in San Antonio, part of a bigger effort called the Driving Possibilities Initiative, with partners like Dupschlin Children's Center and Texas A&M San Antonio. Well, Ballet San Antonio is offering free tickets to federal employees affected by the government shutdown. This weekend, the Tobin Center will show Giselle, a hauntingly beautiful story of love, betrayal, and redemption. They're donating 1,000 tickets, 250 per show, to federal workers impacted by the shutdown. San Antonio, known as Military City USA, has a large federal workforce, making this support meaningful. The company also offers programs to help local kids experience dance, including free ballet classes and tickets for children in need. Federal employees can get tickets with the online promo. You can see that code on your screen there. It's BSA4SA. Tickets are first come, first serve. Pet owners, listen up. The Animal Defense League of Texas and San Antonio Animal Care Services are hosting their monthly free pet vaccination and microchip clinic today at Monterey Park. All you need to do is show a valid ID with your current San Antonio address. The clinic will offer free rabies vaccines for pets 12 weeks and older, as well as other vaccines for dogs and cats. All pets will also receive a microchip if they don't already have one. However, the clinic is first come, first serve, with a limit of 100 pets and up to 3 pets per household. It's 9:37, 76 degrees. It's muggy outside. Inflatable season, it's here, and yards are filling up with those inflatable decorations, but they can cost a lot. So we're going to show you how to keep them safe from thieves. First time at Comic-Con? You're not alone. We're taking you inside the fun, the fandom, and the local vendors making the Texas event unforgettable.
It is warm outside. In fact, it's 15 degrees warmer than how we usually start a mid-October day. But a cool front is on the way. I'll tell you about the biggest impact you'll see from that front coming up in just a bit.
Taking a look outside with TransGuide, we do have 2 major closures, one on the northeast side and one on the northwest side. The northeast side one involves the southbound lanes of I-35 and Loop 1604. The northwest side closure involves I-10 and 1604. You're just going to want to avoid these areas if you can. If not, make sure you plan 45 minutes to maybe even an hour for those major shutdowns. We'll be right back. We are officially in inflatable season. Whether it's Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, yards will be covered with decorations, and some of them can be really expensive. So here's our Patty Santos on how to prevent them from being stolen.
Decorating your yard for the holidays can be pretty, but it can also be pricey. $300. This one over here, $450. That's for this big guy, 12-foot man right there. So it's probably a good idea to take a few steps to protect that investment. Here's some basics. Every night before you go to bed, make sure that you deflate them, turn them off. Maybe set up a timer for them. If you can, set them up on top of the roof or really close to the house, away from the road. Consider buying longer stakes than the ones these inflatables come with. This we got at Home Depot. It's a little exaggerated, but come on, it's a big investment. For extra protection, consider using a cable bike lock to secure the inflatable to the stake. There are different prices online for motion sensor alarms and pull string alarms. Do your homework. See what fits your budget. A pack of air tags can be bought online for less than $100. Get some, put them on your inflatables, and if they ever get stolen, you can tell police where to find them. So look, doing all these things won't guarantee that thieves and vandals won't try to mess with your inflatables, but it will make it harder for them.
Patty Santos, KSAT 12 News.
All right.
Track your inflatables with those air tags.
Another thing that might steal your inflatables tomorrow morning, the wind. Take a look at the traffic here. You can see if you're not careful, if you don't tie down those inflatables. Whoosh.
Sarah, that's my favorite graphic.
Thank you.
I love it.
I worked hard on it.
I know you did.
But in all seriousness, we are going to see wind gusts up to 35 to 40 miles per hour tomorrow morning. Between about 5 a.m. and 9 a.m., that's when we could see those gustiest of the winds. But by the afternoon tomorrow, the winds will calm down. This is all because of a cool front on the horizon. That front, again, will take its time. It's still 79 here in San Antonio, but it is only 56 in Amarillo, so a 20-degree temperature difference there across the state of Texas. And again, that front will be moving through early tomorrow morning. So we have to get through today. Today will be a hot day. In fact, we will be challenging a record. 87 around the lunch hour. It'll be partly cloudy and then mostly sunny this afternoon, and then we're off to the races with the heat. 93 for the high. That would be a record, tying a record set back in 2007. And then tonight will be okay with low humidity and temperatures falling into the 80s. But it's early tomorrow morning that front moves through. 90 in Kerrville, 94 in New Braunfels, close to 100 degrees in Del Rio and in Laredo. That is pretty warm for mid-October. So here's where that front is right now. You can see that already they're starting to see some storminess up near the Red River, the border between Oklahoma and Texas. That is where we could have some pretty intense severe weather today up near the Dallas-Fort Worth area in East Texas. We're talking gusty winds, large hail, perhaps even some tornadoes. So if you have friends and family in the DFW area, make sure they're aware of the weather situation and have a way to stay safe. For us, though, we do not anticipate any rain from this front, and that's unfortunate because we're under extreme drought conditions. Meanwhile, though, the biggest impact to our weather in San Antonio will be the gusty winds. We're going to have wind gusts of up to 35 to 40 miles per hour early tomorrow, as temperatures will be about 10 degrees cooler than how we started off the day today. We'll be in the mid-60s tomorrow. Then by noon, mid-70s, low humidity and calming winds in the afternoon. It is going to be a lovely day tomorrow. With that low humidity, 85 for the high, and then quickly cooling in the evening because we'll have clear skies and calm winds as well as low humidity. That is a perfect recipe to see the temperature tumble. And by Monday morning, this is a look at how cool it will be. Take a look at your screen. These are the coolest temperatures we've seen since May in our forecast. Early Monday morning in Bernie, Bulverde, it may even only be in the upper 40s for the morning low. 51 in Seguin, 52 in Floresville, 57 in Uvalde. It'll be 57 here in San Antonio. So a very cool morning on Monday. And just to summarize everything for you, again today hot, will be near record for our high. Gusty tomorrow, 35 to 40 mile per hour wind gusts, secure decorations and other things like lightweight patio furniture. Then by tomorrow afternoon it'll be sunny in the 80s with low humidity, and on Monday we'll have our coolest morning since May. It'll be short-lived though, a false fall for us, because we'll be back to near 90 degrees every single afternoon of this upcoming week without any significant chance for rain in our future. So we'll be back with more news here after the break.